In this video, we are taking a first look at the new DJI Action camera, the DJI Action 5 Pro. So action cameras have come a long way over the last few years. They used to be solely used for action sports, but now you can actually use them in a variety of different situations. Rather than taking a big camera with you or your phone and risking getting it damaged, you can just pick up your action camera. And to be honest, all of these action cameras now are great, and each one has its own advantage and sometimes disadvantage as well. So the new DJI Action 5 Pro, what is new about this? So the Action 5 Pro certainly looks similar to the Action 4 in terms of design. There's hardly any difference there, but the Action 5 Pro certainly does now focus more on camera improvements from last year. I've been using this on a recent trip, so I will also be showing you on the screen all the different video clips that I've been able to capture using the Action 5 Pro. So in terms of the actual camera, what is new on this? Well, it has the same size sensor as before, but it is a new sensor as well. So it's a 1/1.3 inch, it's an f2.8, it can shoot up to 4K 60 and 4K 120. It's got a 155-degree field of view, but the sensor now has 13.5 stops of dynamic range. That is more than any other action camera, and in terms of small sensors like this, you're going to actually want the very most in dynamic range you can possibly get. So the human eye can see 20 stops of dynamic range, and this has 13.5. So overall, I've just noticed that the actual video quality, there is certainly an improvement over last year's. It doesn't look as like action camera like, really over sharpened artificial footage. It looks really good. I can actually control the sharpness on here. I could film in different flat color profiles as well. And in terms of color profiles, you can actually just use none of them and just keep it in normal. So this is where it's going to do all the actual editing for you, and it produces this video like you can see on the screen now without the need for any color grading, nothing. But it's also capturing 10-bit as well, so it's capturing 1 billion colors. So the actual video quality just looks great. It protects those highlights and shadows. But it's also got my favorite color profile, which is D-Log M. This allows you to then color grade it, put your own style on that, and you can see here the before and afters. It just looks fantastic. It doesn't look like an action camera. I think the actual improvements, when I first saw this, was like, it's just the same sensor, same size, but you can see a difference, especially from last year's DJI Action 4. It's got a new chip inside of here as well, so this is going to bring a few different advantages I'm going to go through. One of those is the actual speed. So using this, performance is so much better now. Navigating through the menus, actually stopping and starting recording is super fast. So just literally turning that camera on, it turns on in 0.3 seconds. So you're not going to miss out on those shots. This again is faster than any other action camera. And this makes such a massive difference, especially in action sports. You don't miss out on that shot. You can just literally press this top button and it will automatically come on super fast now. It's now recording. I can just press this button again. It will automatically stop recording and the camera will turn off after 3 seconds. So the ability for this to turn on, start recording in 0.3 seconds, we've never seen anything like that. And a great feature from the DJI Pocket 3 is the tracking capability. We now have subject tracking on the Action 5 Pro as well. So this will automatically lock onto that subject. It's going to be great for keeping them composed and centered, or if you're simply just vlogging and you want yourself to be centered perfectly in that frame, it's going to automatically identify you and keep you locked all the time. This works both for horizontal and vertical video. Subject tracking on an action camera. I never thought we'd get that. Now, an area where I think this is really improved is its low light performance. So action cameras, low light, nighttime video, they're normally pretty bad, aren't they? GoPro certainly know about this. But this has a new mode now called Super Night, and this I think has done fantastic. So what this will do is it will stabilize that video. It will automatically add noise reduction and sharpen that video. And I've used this in some really dark areas, and I think it did a great job. Action cameras normally are terrible in low light. So it's great to see that you can actually use this action camera for really good daytime footage, but then also continue using it at night and low light as well. I even wanted to put this against the current low light king, which is the Insta360 Ace Pro. I'm going to put a few shots on the screen here. This is a dedicated pure video low light mode. It is fantastic in low light, but just actually comparing these shots here, you'll see on the screen that majority of these shots, I think the DJI Action 5 Pro actually looks better in terms of that noise reduction and that sharpening. Now, none of these cameras are obviously going to compare in low light to a mirrorless camera, but for an action camera, I think these low light shots on the screen here are great, and a massive improvement on the Action 5 Pro is its low light performance. Now the battery life on here has also had a huge improvement as well. I've no idea how they've done this, but the battery now is a 1950 milliamp battery, which is more capacity than any other action camera. It means you can actually film in up to 4 hours from one battery. Now I've been filming on this maybe 4K 30, 4K 60, but in some really hot conditions, minimum 35 degrees. And the actual camera is never overheated. I never had any overheating warning messages on here, and I was still getting easily around about 2 hours of battery life in 4K in hot conditions on each battery. So that is absolutely great. And if you do go and pick up the actual adventure combo, that's one I would highly recommend you get. That's going to give you 2 extra batteries and this charging case as well, and also the extension rod. So that for actual full days of filming when you're doing action sports, this is more than enough. And it still has fast charge, so it can actually charge in the case or in the camera really fast. So battery life, huge advantage. Now it has screens on the front and the back. You can change the menus, you can navigate everything from either the front screen or the back screen, which makes it really convenient, especially if you've got this mounted. But also the screens have had an upgrade as well. So these are now brighter than they were before. So when you're filming outside, you're going to be able to see yourself or see what you're filming clearer as well. And in terms of actual pixel density, again, these have the best quality screens out of all the different action cameras. So we're not seeing massive upgrades and improvements, but we're seeing subtle improvements to everything. So better battery life, better camera spec, low light performance. The screens are better now as well. And if you have the DJI Mic 2, a fantastic microphone that comes with the DJI Pocket 3, you can buy this separately. In terms of wireless microphones, this is so popular. This can directly connect with the Action 5 Pro as well. So you don't need to put any wires into here, you don't need any receivers. And you can also connect 2 of these transmitters up. So you can actually wear this, you can have somebody else wearing another one, and it'll automatically connect. So you're going to get the very best in terms of sound quality. And by using a wireless microphone, it means I could mount the Action 5 Pro. I don't have to be near it, but still get good audio. And by using the DJI Mimo app as well on my phone, I can also directly see the framing. I can start and stop recording. I could zoom out. I could do different modes all from this phone. And I can even go to the complete extreme and be all the way over here, still able to get really good audio. I'd be nowhere near this camera. So it's really creative. Again, I can just look down at my phone and I can see that I'm still composed. I've got this feed direct from my camera straight to my phone to see what it's actually recording, and I'm also getting good audio directly from the DJI Mic 2. What a fantastic setup. And some other improvements on the Action 5 Pro. So this can actually withstand colder conditions. If you want to go diving with this, you can actually use this without a case and go deeper, up to 20 meters. And it's also got a built-in pressure gauge now. So it's going to actually be able to identify the current depth. So if you're going swimming, you're going diving, this will show you your current depth, which is really handy. You see it on the screen. But also if you're going hiking as well, it's going to show you your current altitude again on the screen. And when you're actually going into water, because of this depth gauge, it's going to automatically start and stop recording if you need it to when you're entering or exiting water. So really clever. Again, in the water situations here, it just started recording. All I had to do was jump in. And another really handy feature, how many times have you actually gone out and you forgot your memory card? Well, I have loads of times. This now has 47 gigabytes of internal storage, which I think for an action camera this size, I think that's a decent amount. It means you can actually record all your photos, videos directly to the camera itself and connect this up to your computer and transfer that footage. And you can also add your own memory card as well to increase that storage, but 47 gigabytes is a decent amount. Majority of all these clips here, I don't have any memory card inside of it, just simply recorded everything direct to this camera. And it has the same magnetic connection system as before, so this is fantastic, especially moving on to different accessories and mounts. It's so simple. You don't have to use any thumb screws. I mean, that is it. And it's never come off because it's super tight. You actually have to press these clips in to remove it. So anyone who is worrying, like thinking, is this magnetic, it's going to fall off? It doesn't. You have to actually physically press these clips, which means you can actually connect this up to so many different accessories. You do get this extension rod inside of the adventure combo as well, so you can use it like a selfie stick, or you can have it mounted on a small tripod like this. So I was using a lot, just holding it out in front of me. I can actually move it around, or you can take this off. You could have it mounted, say this suction mount as well, stick this onto your window, you could be on a desk. So it's so quick and easy, just moving on to different accessories. This magnetic mount system is fantastic. Now I don't really record in vertical a lot, but you do get this protective case. It's going to add like another level of protection for the camera. So in more risky environments, if this was to fall, it's going to protect it a bit more. But also this also has a magnetic mount on the bottom of it. You can actually snap that on, and now you can record in vertical, or you could just move it around and actually record in horizontal. This magnetic mount, it's awesome. So I'll put the prices on the screen now of the Action 5. So you can get it in standard version. It's going to be the cheapest way of picking up this. It's going to fill a camera and one battery. Now I would highly recommend picking up the Adventure combo. That's going to give you the extension rod. It's going to give you the actual charging case and also the 2 extra batteries. That would be the way to go for added peace of mind, extra time when filming as well, getting the Adventure combo. So overall, I've had a lot of fun using this whilst on the trip. It's something super easy to use, navigating those menus, being able to stop and start recording literally so fast, almost instantly. It's been a great advantage. It's never overheated. The video quality has had a nice improvement. So in terms of video quality, you can still use D-Log-M, got 10 bits. So action camera wise, I think this is probably the best looking footage out of an action camera that you can get. But also the ability to actually mount this really fast using the magnetic mount system. I connect this up and get really good audio using my microphone too if I want. So those are just some of the features, like a first look. I will be also comparing this to some more action cameras coming soon as well. So if you enjoy this, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. If you do have any questions on this, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to go and check this out, I'm going to link it at the top of the description. If you do buy it through my link, I highly appreciate it. It doesn't cost you any more, but it does certainly help me out as well. So really thank you if you do that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.